I'd like to call the October regular board meeting to order. If everybody would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair moves for approval of the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Announcements. Facilities Committee meeting on November 12th, 7 a.m., right in this room. Finance Committee meeting December 4th at 7:30 a.m. It doesn't say where it's going to be at.
That's
usually it's online.
Okay, all right, sounds good. And then the next regular board meeting is December 8th, 6 p.m., right here in this room. At this time, are there any members of the public that wish to address the board? If not, then we'll move on to the student rep report.
Sweet.
Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
I'm glad.
All right. We're just going to go right into sports, I guess. So, both girls and boys soccer celebrated their seasons with their banquets earlier last week. And now that fall has officially ended and the sun now sets before 5 p.m., winter sports are ramping up for a very successful season ahead. The dance team performs this Friday at Holy Family and then will host a competition on November 22nd. Nordic ski has started their season off with some official captains practices. Girls hockey won their first game and I believe they tied their second game this weekend. And boys hockey has tryouts today. And then finally, just some other winter sports such as boys swim and dive, alpine skiing, and both girls and boys basketball are also excited to get their season started.
And the Math League won their first meet last Monday, actually, which was actually pretty sweet for the team. We tied Orno, which is pretty awesome. And then Science Olympiad also started their season recently, opening a new learning system, which is pretty cool for opportunities for the seniors.
Yeah. And we did just add a HOSA, which is basically a DECA, if you know what that is, for medical, the more medical field, which is opening up a lot of opportunities for students wanting to go into that profession, which is really cool. And just some other clubs like Future Medical Professionals, NHS, and Girl Up, and many more are well underway. So.
And then DECA is also up and running. That's our other huge club here at Westonka. Sorry, I'm saying no. Very bad. They went back to business recently, which was a huge success. And then we also hit a huge milestone of 200 people in the DECA chapter, which is amazing for the school. It's like 1/5 of the school population, which is awesome. And then arts, the fall musical, Chicago will be starting up on November 20th and will be going through the 23rd, which is highly anticipated. And then also band and choir currently in New York on their New York trip, learning a lot of stuff and also singing and playing band stuff out in New York, which is pretty sweet. And also academics, quarter 2 just started, which is pretty big for everyone. So everyone's currently just grinding away at quarter 2.
Yep. And then finally, just for second instruction, we have the new spaces in classrooms are starting to kind of get finished up and occupied more. I know I got 2 new classrooms today, so very exciting. And students are really getting the hang of learning as usual, even in the new improved spaces, so definitely opened up a lot of good opportunities for us. And we're eager for what's to come in the new year. Yeah, that's all we got. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Remind
guys.
me what Girl Up is.
We're a feminism club, so basically we are kind of built. Not only girls can come, boys are more than welcome as well. But we basically just kind of work to break the ceiling around any gender barriers and kind of represent women in underrepresented fields. So yeah, very fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
Next, we'll do the treasurer report, Heidi.
Molly's the advisor.
Filling in for Ralph.
Girl Molly Carlson's the advisor for Girl.
Is she?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Maddie is one of the co-founders / officers of that group as well, my daughter.
Nice. Very cool.
That's cool.
All right. Ann Anders, we have Prime Therapeutics, Westonka Wings, $486.05. Hilltop Families, Hilltop Primary School, $200. Everly Farms LLC, Shirley Hills Primary School, $178. Amelia Bray, Shirley Hills Primary School, $100. Westonka Alumni, Westonka Alumni Breakfast, $690. Anonymous, Westonka High School, $25. Westonka Hockey Boosters, Westonka Girls Hockey Team, $4,300. Anonymous, Westonka Community Theater, $197. Derek and Kelly Goddard, Austin Goddard Memorial Scholarship, $2,000. Pruitt Law Office, Austin Goddard Memorial Scholarship, $1,000. Lakes Dentistry, Westonka Hawkettes Dance Club, $350. Westonka Cross Country Boosters, Westonka Cross Country Club, $128.21. Westonka DECA Boosters, Westonka DECA Club, $10,317.27. Year to date, donated through October, $85,692.75. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Are there any school board committee reports? If not, we'll move on to the finance report, Kathy.
Good evening, board. I will be presenting my brief enrollment and financial report for you this evening. Starting with enrollment, we've completed our first 2 full months of school. You can see in the red column is our October 1st count. Our black column is November 1st. Again, our primary, middle school, high school, and our total enrollment. And we've had incredibly stable enrollment so far this year, just a shift of 2 students in our elementary. Our adopted budget was built around 2,407 students, so we're in a really good position right now. At this point, we are positive 38 students. Again, we'll closely monitor this over the next few months, and then we'll go ahead and then fold those numbers into our revised budget. Okay, the revenue and expense data through the end of October. Revenue, we have collected $7,746,000 or 17.9% of our adopted budget in the green column. We have expended $12,693,000 or 29.7% of our adopted budget. This financial report indicates that both our revenues and expenditures are trending consistently with the prior school years as well as our adopted budget. And lastly, just a few items. Now that the business service team has concluded the audit, we are shifting gears now to working on the revised budget, and we will be bringing that to you at the February board meeting. And as Gary mentioned earlier, the first Thursday in December, we have a finance committee meeting. We always have busy agendas. We'll be reviewing the budget calendar, enrollment, always have construction on our budget or on our agenda, the second bond sale, and finally the truth and taxation preview, as well as looking at the final data for the levy that will be submitted to our county auditors. Any questions on any of those items, enrollment, financials, or miscellaneous items?
Is there a time frame that you look for that? I mean, is there a time coming up where there might be a shift in enrollment? Does it happen between semesters or?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. I mean, is
Yeah.
it from
Usually
history?
we see a lot of settling the first month. And I don't know, Kevin, do you?
I would say the first month, like Kathy said, we see settling. We normally see a little bit of growth right at winter break. And so people are making a change a lot of times around the holiday. It's not significant, but it's slight. And then that pretty much carries through the rest of the year. But it's pretty stable.
Yeah, good question. Anything else? All right, I'm gonna bring up Gary's. You give it a shot here before I leave you.
There.
Okay, all right,
We got it.
okay.
Welcome, Gary.
Hello, and thanks for having me. My name is Gary Zipko. I'm with Carl Sanderson. I'm a project exec there. I've been with KA for 22 years. I promised Kevin, like, there's not gonna be any more new faces.
Are you gonna leave it a few months
I'm
too?
a lifer, so I promise. So I appreciate Kevin and Kathy. Like, I've been in this position here about 2 weeks, so getting my feet wet. But like I said, I've been doing K-12 for 15, 20 years at Carl Sanderson, so I promise I'll give you my best. So I'm gonna go through just a quick update on the project. I don't know if you guys have all seen the phasing plan, but for some reason I didn't set up the phasing plan, but when I look at the numbers, I'm just gonna go and how we complete it, right? So that's, so Thanksgiving, as we were, or actually last week, as some of the students were saying, they moved into their new locations. That's here in the orange area. So that was handed over. And then as we move to the next area, week of Thanksgiving is the science classrooms will be handed over. Let's see, then Christmas time, we move back to the green and get these handed over. With the next one being the admin spaces in April. So we're kind of moving through the building. I'm just focused on those because those are the ones that are coming up quickest. I'll go to some pictures. These are like 2 or 3 weeks old, so we're still like, this is in the phase 1, which is the science classrooms that we'll be handing over at Thanksgiving.
Everything's on track for that.
Yep. Working closely with Kevin and staff just to make sure teachers are moving in and we're getting the furniture set. And this is the admin space that we're coming out of the ground with right now.
So where will is the door still gonna be right in that area there, like where the,
Kind of like right.
it's gonna come that far forward?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, I see.
Steel is coming this week.
Yep.
Is that it?
Steal this.
So
Is that like
people's-
posts right there I kind of see for walls? On
Yeah.
the square there with the guy standing with the shovel in the upper
Oh,
left?
yep.
Is that kind of a wall there?
Yep.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yep. So
I
the
drive
steel-
by, but it's hard to see through the fence sometimes exactly what the.
Yeah. So the structural steel will be coming this week. Moving forward to that, that'll be a great, we'll be a lot of work to get done in April, but we're
So all that area, that's the admin area there,
Yeah,
for like
the
on
console.
behind there, yeah, okay, I see.
Yep.
And that's supposed to be done when?
April.
April.
Yeah. Jump around, but you're looking at kind of like this space right there.
Yeah, that's really come a long way over there in that area.
Right. This is phase 4, phase 4 that's the main level.
English social
Yeah.
area on the main level. That'll be coming right after winter break. The kids will be coming in there.
Wow.
Main level meaning like upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we turned over classrooms today, as Edie mentioned. We opened up some classrooms on the main level, and then we will, right after Thanksgiving break, open up another block of classrooms. Then right after winter break, we'll open up the remaining classrooms. We'll have that whole instructional area. And that'll be really a significant spot for us because we have that whole block now. And then what we do is we start we're gonna turn over the media center at that time. So right after winter break, we'll be out of the media center and they'll be using that space and then doing the admin area, which is right next to it. Then some of the next things that we'll be turning over is the gym after spring break. So the staff have done a phenomenal job. The students have done a phenomenal job of continuing to work through some of the transitions that this has presented. I think people are excited when you see some of these things open up. They're excited about the direction of where it's going and seeing how it is. But one thing that we're really excited about for these next couple phases is we're gonna now bring the windows into the education wing. And that's something that was a big driving force for us in this whole design, that natural light can be in those areas. And they really haven't had that effect yet because we've been boarding that off, doing that work. And so it's gonna be really exciting after winter break when the students really can see some of those stairwells with the natural light coming down in those flex areas and experiencing it. So after winter break, will we be out, will the students be out of all the temporary classroom spaces?
Yeah, in fact, I think most of them are gonna be out, even after this next phase of Thanksgiving. Even this phase here today got almost everybody out.
Not to get into details, but the flooring, the concrete floor that we had to wait, wasn't that gonna be finished? Is that
Over
gonna be
winter
finished
break.
Over winter break,
Mhm.
okay.
But we still have to wait for the corridor though still, right, till spring?
Yeah, the corridor, meaning the main hallway,
Yes.
yeah, that could be even in the summer when we,
Yeah, okay.
you have to find a window of how you're working with student traffic, and we'll work through it.
And English and science is after Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, science is after Thanksgiving, English is after the winter break.
Oh, after winter, okay, yes. That's right.
Yeah. Well, you can see now some of the, where you're at, and then you go down the end of these hallways and you're gonna have, it's gonna really, not each one of them opens up to a window well of natural light, but when you drive around and you see the windows of some of those classrooms, it's gonna be generous.
Wasn't Molly in one of the rooms, wasn't she in the Performing Arts Center?
She was on the stage, well, she was in the green room
Okay.
for 1 hour, then she was on the stage for part of the day. And now recently, the last 2 weeks, they moved to it, they actually built a classroom in a hallway. You guys were here, we talked about that last week. But actually, I thought that wasn't too bad, I have to say, I sort of mocked it, but I thought it was better than the stage.
So she in the classroom
And now
then?
today was the first day in a classroom, but everybody's rotating through
Okay.
different classrooms, so there's still a lot of movement.
I was just thinking, I knew they had to get out of the Performing Arts, so they did schedule the musical.
Yeah, right, well, the
later.
fall musical, I think, was what was prompting the getting off the stage and out of the green room. So she still has to move again into her final room, which she's very excited about, because if you look on the corner of the building on the upstairs, the second level there, I guess we call it the main level, feels like a second level to me, but the main level, on the corner of the building, that's gonna be her room there, so it's got two
She's got
sides.
windows on two sides.
At least so she's been told, so if that changes, that's gonna be,
You're gonna have to deal with it.
so that's been the,
He just got
that's
back
been
for 4
the
more
light,
years, Kevin, so.
Yeah.
the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Yes.
The light of the corner.
When I see her at the
The
end
end
of
of
the
the-
morning,
The
she's
stage
smiling,
was
so.
not the best environment, let's just be honest, it was not a good spot for all the people involved. I think everyone did the best they could.
Yeah.
Kevin's gonna say it was fine, but there's,
He didn't have to hear about it at home.
probably
That's what she
for the
said.
students, it was more fun than it was for the
Yeah, it's tough to
the
teach.
teachers that had to be on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, high school opening up, Grandview, or I'm sorry,
All right.
Westonka
You
Middle
gotta
School.
get that swear jar out here.
Westonka Middle School, we're just working through the last of the punch list
Yeah, we have
items.
about a dozen left on the list. Did some work this last weekend, still a couple more things to come in, some lockers and some keys for stuff, but.
So over the weekends, we're doing a little before school, some of the items, but we're working through, and then on your board agenda, you're accepting the last 2 of the bids. Last meeting, you accepted the majority of the bid packages, but Hilltop and Shirley Hills, and then the stadium and the athletic field.
Yep.
And we have a project manager now assigned. So
Mike Jansen, he's gonna be the project manager for those we call them 2 projects, but those projects the contracts have been let for those except for the last couple. We're meeting this week with some of the main contractors to start just high level phasing and scheduling with them. There'll be some site logistics planning and information to be dispersed once we get a little bit fine tuned on that. But yeah, we're looking forward. That's going to be a really exciting project too.
So we have some of our first meetings with the contractors really trying to square up with durations and how we can navigate the construction with student activities so we can try to hold the most that we can. Right now, when we look at the stadium, we're really thinking that's in April to November, but there's gonna be the attempt of try to get it done as soon as we can, so as many activities that could participate, we're gonna try to make that effort. Obviously, weather and some things we run in are why you just can't say that's gonna happen. And then for, we're working with how we're gonna work with track, for example, because they're not gonna have that track. And so the coaches have been great again. A lot of people showing some creative thought and extra effort to make the most of these experiences. And, you know, honestly, the kids lead the way. I mean, it's really, I think the thing that probably gives us most energy is that of just how flexible they can be in some of these cases. So yeah, it's been good.
All right, that's kind of the update. Unless you got
Wow, that's-
Thank you.
All
And
right,
it's gonna look just like this picture when you're done,
it's gonna be really close to that.
right?
Really? Wow.
Minus the people. I mean, we're gonna have to get the right people out there.
We'll probably have to wait a little while in the spring for the greenery.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Sounds good. See you Wednesday.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Just for a couple of your action items today, before I get into action items, we have our prospective family night this Thursday. And so we've communicated out to the community that it's an event where myself and the 4 buildings and then early learning all put on an information night. And so we offer childcare, we have pizza for families just to make it convenient for them to come in. And we really try to do a quick upbeat information night. And then they go on with, in January, February, our schools have their more detailed information nights. But this is one that's done district-wide. Emily and Becca have done a great job of getting word out there. And last year it was really a lot of great feedback on it. And so we're excited about holding that again. I think a lot of things have been shared. We're excited about Q2 kicking off, and just you hear statements like, well, first of all, I was texting with our choir director in New York City, and you see these just fantastic photos of the kids in Rockefeller Center or different places that they're performing, and the report from our choir teacher, these kids were just absolutely fabulous, and they've just had an incredible experience. And so those things are really special, and I appreciate the board's support that gives our kids those opportunities. You hear, whether it's HOSA or DECA or Math League, and just the culture that exists at the school, that not only is it okay to be in it, it's norm, and it's almost a reverse. That's the culture, to get involved in these academic efforts outside of your classes. And I'm so proud to be part of a school that, in addition to maybe your main athletic options, these kids double up again, and they try to get as involved as they can in some of these other efforts. We continue to do a lot of networking with our vocational offerings, and so it's going to be exciting. Just the catalog goes out for high school students now, just in another month, and we'll see how registration with some of these programs are. But we're going to have machining, we're going to have further construction trades, we're going to have several of our nursing programs being offered, and just cannot tell the community and you as a board how thankful I am that these are being offered there or here. I remember when some of us were doing a tour of Spring Lake Park, and we walked by the nursing lab and we said, wow. And I remember Brian said, do you think we can do that in Westonka? And at the time you're like, I don't know how we're going to pull that off.
It seemed impossible.
And then all of a sudden now, not only did it pass, but you have Mark Femright leading an incredible effort. And we found a staff, someone to staff this now, and our community has supported, and Jolene has done an unbelievable work here. And so there's a lot of people coming together that it's not just a program, it's going to be a really, really good program, one that we're excited to offer. So I think I think there's so many different exciting things that brings you back to this perspective parent night. And I just say with so much excitement that you're coming at such a wonderful time right now in the district of some really positive things. We have, as I mentioned, we have the roofing, and then we had the track part of the bid. So those were the last two. We had a little bit of further vetting on that, and those all stood, and so we're happy to bring those forward. You're going to notice the call for a public hearing with the abatement bond that relates to parking lots. That's part of our bond structure for our projects, and so we bring that to our truth and taxation meeting. You have resolutions with Form A and Form B, and what that relates to is the State High School League for students that qualify free and reduced lunch. They qualify for assistance from the State High School League with those fees. And so we're for sure putting in for that. The election results, thanks for all that are interested in running. I really appreciate it, and congratulations. And then lastly, some policies. I would just close my remarks that in a couple weeks we're having a meeting with our fire chief, our police chiefs, our SROs, and we're doing this with Our Lady, and we talk about school safety, how we're doing some of our different drills, but also a reunification. And just want to thank Our Lady of the Lake. They've been a really good partner in our effort of, if we need to evacuate our schools, how we can use that as a base that we can transport our kids to that facility and then reunify parents with students in the case that if that was related to a gas leak or some other tragic situation that we needed to evacuate school. And so it's those are challenging conversations, but you really feel the warmth of a great community where you go, and thankful for Our Lady of the Lake, because that's really the facility if we need to do something like that, that can really accommodate us. And so they've been nothing but gracious in the whole process.
Thank you. Chair moves for approval of the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We move on to the discussion item. Chair moves for approval of action item 7A, approval of the American Education Week, November 17th through the 21st, 2025. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Chair moves for approval of action item 7B, acceptance of bids and approval of contract awards for Independent School District 277 Westonka High School Stadium project. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Really? I guess I'm gonna. How would you vote, Steve?
Chair moves for approval of action item 7C, resolution providing for a public hearing to consider granting a proposed property tax abatement, general obligation school tax abatement bond series 2026A. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 7D, resolution of governing board supporting Form A application to Minnesota State High School League Foundation. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 7E, resolution of school board and governing board supporting the Form B application to the Minnesota State High School League Foundation. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves approval of action item 7F, resolution canvassing returns of votes of school district general election. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 7G, resolution authorizing issuance of certificates of election and directing the school district clerk to perform other election-related duties. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 7H, approval of the first reading of policy 2615, district electric mail and records. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's it. Getting to know my alphabet. Is there any other further business to come before the board? I just want to take a second, congratulate Brian, Lauren, and thank you, Emily, for all the hard work on this.
And congratulations to you, Gary, as well.
And, looking forward to this. We've got a lot of fun stuff and good stuff ahead of us. So with that being said, the chair moves for adjournment. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.